the team as we move forward.
Thinking of Arizona too, T-Mac's very good wide receiver. What have you kind of seen from him on the tape and some things that kind of stand out about his game?
Yeah, very talented wide receiver. Obviously, he's up for the Biletnikoff award. This is a kid that has all the size and length, is drooled upon from an NFL scout score. It's going to be a tough challenge for us, but we're excited about the opportunity to play against a guy that is a Biletnikoff finalist. So our guys are fired up for this opportunity. Obviously, it's hate week here, and if we have to get guys excited and enticed about this game, then maybe they chose the wrong place to go to school. But for the guys last year to lose 59-23, that's the emphasis. We lost 59-23. They grew for 500 yards passing. T-Mac had a large chunk, if not half of those passing yards. So that's the focus this week. We're taking this game very seriously.
How ready do you think your quarterbacks are for that challenge going up against a guy like T-Mac?
Week in and week out, we're ready to prove the naysayers wrong. Coming into the season, we felt that as a group, we had a lot of guys that were on paper unproven. And probably a weaker link of this team just on paper entering the season. So we've exceeded expectations, but all of that is redundant if we don't perform this week, So, eyes on the prize. We're 12 weeks in, this is the final week we have to finish.
Have you noticed anything that they do to maybe move him into different formations on the offense and maybe try and exploit some defenses? Have you noticed anything like that?
Yeah, obviously, the target rate is pretty much 4-to-1. Every 4 targets T-Mac gets, the other receivers get 1 target. So we got to take care of, can't fall asleep when we're guarding anybody other than number 4. But we understand that they're going to want their athlete to touch the ball early and often.
Are there any challenges to when they do move him into some of those different spots that you guys have to maybe be aware of?
Not necessarily from a game planning standpoint. They do a great job of lining them up in the slot, lining them up outside, just putting them in motion, trying to, create conflicts in the defense, get people in conflict to get them the football. So, as big as he is, he's going to stick out like a sore thumb. We're going to be mindful of where he is at all times.
Does that bring you any similarities to what you guys do with Tyson to try and move him into different situations?
Absolutely. And we have exceptional work getting work in with Jordan Tyson, who's proved himself to be one of the best wide receivers in the country. So for us to have that type of competition from a Monday through Friday standpoint, from a spring ball standpoint, when these guys have arrived, iron has really sharpened iron, and I believe Tyson would be complimentary to our cornerbacks as well as we're complimentary to Jordan Tyson. But when you build a roster, you have to have these type of competition in a practice setting. Saturday should be easy if we build Arizona State the right way, because we're going to recruit elite level talent, especially from a skill guy standpoint. So to go against Jordan Tyson every single day of practice, to see how Coach Arroyo use him, has definitely equipped us to face this challenge against the Wildcats Saturday.
You talked about some of those indicators, and it's up to the players to kind of see that, but you guys have pointed out during the week. Does that make it a little bit easier for them to identify those? It sounds they've seen Tyson kind of do similar things to what T-Mac have done during the season?
Absolutely. We want guys to, obviously understand their alignment, their keys, their reads, their techniques, but at the same point, you have to play football at some point. So we give everybody the tools that they need to be successful, but hey guys, you guys have to do this at an exceptional level, 3 seconds over and over and over. And that's the villain hero complex of playing corner. You play 80 snaps a game, you could be really good for 77 of them, but 3 of them cost us the game, and now you're the villain. So just having guys be detailed, every single snap counts, and to be out there and have a ninja mindset, because you might only have 5 opportunities out of 80 to really affect the game. So just making sure that our guys are equipped to where when you get one of those 5 opportunities, you can catch a pick like Jaden Robinson, you can catch a pick like LT versus UCF. But guys have to be ready for those moments, because at some point you're going to get a few moments to affect the game.
Speaking of moments, so obviously talking about last year's game for the guys that went through it. Obviously, the schedule comes out, no one can play in the circle. But what is it about, in your eyes, rivalry games? Because I know you always hear the old adage that it doesn't matter about records. But I mean, for rivalry games, in your eyes, what is it about that make them so close in such battles that maybe if one team, in some people's eyes, is enough to fall?
Selfishly, being on the other side, if I was on the other side, I would view this game as a Super Bowl. I would see that Arizona State has a lot to play for, and I would love to put that fire on. So we understand that the target is on our back. Those guys don't have to play a postseason game, so this is the icing on the cake to their season. So why not go all in this game? So you got to fear the a team with nothing to lose. We got a lot to lose, so we got to protect that.
Your defense's answer, I mean, you're seeing the secondary, like, decent answer, going up against battles, answering questions every week. Their growth as a unit, what have you seen from them? And just how much more confidence do you see in them from, say, the beginning of the season until now?
Yeah, going into this season, it's all been about moments. It's all been about, I've been in the Big 12 for a majority of my career. In the Big 12, it's going to be a league of parity. It's going to be a league of second half finishes. You're going to have to put the game away. So I think us having early success, finishing games, closing games, having that triumph creates more buy-in, creates confidence as a unit. So as we kind of snowball those wins together, guys are kind of looking around and getting confident and saying, hey, we can do this. Let's not loosen up, let's tighten it up. So each week we've been able to tighten these guys up because we're hungry. I mean, what better motivation than no guys on the all-conference team preseason? What better motivation than to be picked last in the conference? To fast forward now, week 12, with all the, opportunity of where we can go as a team from here. I mean, everybody's all in at this moment.
Speaking of those, like kind of that second half response, the last couple of weeks, kind of similar script, strong first halves, and then kind of the opponent making a run in the second half. What are some of the underlying causes you've identified, or maybe some of the things that you guys can do to have a more consistent 60 minutes?
Yeah, I think we got to finish guys. I think we've done a great job of starting fast, and it's about what do we do when we start fast? Do we play a little bit conservative and try to worry about winning and losing instead of doing what we did to get up 21-3, instead of doing what we did to get up to a big halftime lead? A part of that is, growth in that process and that experience. And, we want to put teams away. We don't want to get in a position where we consistently get up on guys and then we're holding on to the seat of our pants in the second half. So guys have to have the mindset that nobody in the Big 12 is going to quit. In the Big 12, I mean, look across the league. There's so many different tiebreaker scenarios and a lot of guys with 3 losses than 2 conference losses. It's a lot of fourth quarter matchups. Guys have to finish. No team in the Big 12 is gonna lay down. So this week is another matchup with a team that should be fired up to play us. It's a team that's going to give everything they've got, because guess what? There's no football for those guys after Saturday, so why not give it everything they've got? So we understand the environment that we're going into is going to be a hostile environment, that we're prepared for it. We just have to take care and play Arizona State's best football.
Kenny's really talked about Monday about this team has to kind of learn to close teams out and to kind of kill them in the fourth quarter. You've been around the Big 12 for the majority of your career. What goes into teaching and for them to learn how to do that?
Yeah, you got to make teams tap out. Once you get a padded lead, maybe you should play a little bit more aggressive. Maybe you shouldn't play conservative. So we as coaches got to figure that out. And we trust Coach Ward and the process of game planning against teams. And it's up for the players to execute in those moments. And we've had success at other places. Oklahoma State, we did a good job of kind of putting those guys away. And it's just capitalizing off of those moments. Offensively, if we catch that touchdown and go up 28-3, maybe that takes their soul. Maybe that creates quit and more doubt on the opposing team. But to keep teams in the lead and keep teams at grass 2-3 possessions, maybe they continue to have hope.
Yeah.
But once you go up, we start fast on some teams, we go up to a commanding lead in the second half. Some teams may quit and put their foot off the gas. When I was at Texas, we had the mantra at Texas, you have to make Big 12 teams tap. In the second half, you have to make teams say no more, no mas. And we have to get used to doing that to teams. So to be in year 2 and to be where we are right now, it's exciting, but we're still trying to build this program, and we're getting there.
So many new faces on this team. Kenny mentioned some of the efforts that you and the coaching staff are doing to get them to understand the importance of the rivalry to the program, to the state at large. How do you feel your group is kind of understanding what this game means, not just with the program, but
this game means everything to these guys, especially the guys that were on the team last year that kind of experienced it. And we were able to experience shame at home. Imagine losing that way on the road. It'd probably be a little bit more embarrassing because you got to deal with the fans and the crowd and the chaos. But there's no better feeling defensively than to step on enemy territory, be hostile, and come out victorious. I mean, that's why you play the game of football. When defensively, selfishly speaking, when we go on the road in a hostile environment, when we're on the field, the offense is quiet. So we get to focus, we get to communicate, we really get to, be on our P's and Q's. Home games playing defense is utter chaos, you know, which is good. We want to put them in chaos, but from a communication standpoint, it gives us a little hardships to where we got to make sure that we're on point. But defensively, there's nothing better to play defense on the road in another team's stadium in a hostile environment. I mean, that's why you play the game.
Miss Carrington.